Hey guys, today we're going to be working on the paper pumpkin kit from September called Chalk It Up to Love. So if you still want to buy this kit, you can. Here's what comes with the kit in your subscription. These are all the pieces and the glue and the ribbon. This is the stamp set you get with it. And then you get a Stamp and Spot, which is in Whisper White, and an acrylic block. So we're gonna just hop right into it. Okay everyone, so the first project we're going to start with are these pink cards in the right bottom corner. To get those supplies, I have them out right here. So we have the bow background with the gold embossing, the pink banners, the black tags, your stamp set, your acrylic block, your Stamp and Spot, your dimensionals, and the envelopes. The first step that we're going to do is pick out which tags you want. If you're looking at the front of your instruction guide, you can see that they used these ones, so I'm going to use those ones for the example one. So you're just going to take them and pop that one out. Real easy, like. And then we're going to move those out of the way for now. And now we're going to pick out the stamp we want. I'm going to make a with sympathy. Once you have your stamp ready and your Stamp and Spot ready, if you want to add a decorative stamp underneath, you can place that now. I'm going to do like the main one on the front page of the instruction booklet and use this tiny little pretty decorative piece. I'm going to try to make sure it's centered. And then once you think that looks good, you can either do a test stamp or just go straight in for it. So you're going to open your ink spot. And then you're going to want to ink up your stamp really well. Once you think that's all set, you're going to take your label piece and your stamp, and then make sure you have it lined up just the way you want it. Then push down gently. Ta-da! Now we're going to set that stuff aside, and while we're letting this opaque ink dry, I'm going to set this to the side as well. Whoops. And then we'll get into the other part of the card. Now moving on to the card base, you'll take the bow paper. Isn't that a beautiful gold emboss? And then we're going to fold it on the pre-made score line. You can use your bone folder if you have one. We're going to set that aside now. Now we're going to take one of the pink banners, pop it out. And we're going to set the rest of those aside. And then we're going to take the dimensionals and put 4 on the back of this. If you want to make these last even longer, you can cut them in half. I've seen that done before. Now we're going to bring our card base back. Make sure it's folded really nicely along that score line. And then we're going to peel the backs off of our dimensionals. Then we're just going to place this anywhere we'd like on the card. I'm going to put mine towards the top. Making sure it's straight. And then once you think it's straight, you can just push it down. And now we're done with that part. And since we've let our ink stamp dry, look how beautiful that is, we're going to take some more dimensionals and put that on the back of our tag. The great thing about these is that you can use the back of them if you mess up the front stamping. So like mine's a little bit messed up, but I think it looks vintage right here, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is. So once you have dimensionals on that, you're going to take the backs off as well. And then just stick it right on there. And then you've done the first card example in this paper pumpkin kit. For the second card in the kit, you'll realize that it's pretty much the same process, so instead of me explaining everything that I'm doing, I'm just going to let you guys watch. Now for our third project, we'll be making the box, and this is just a really cute box for any occasion. You can fit all sorts of stuff inside. I'd probably use it for candy or something. So for the first step, we're going to do some more stamping, so move your other parts out of the way. I'm using this tag out of the options we had, and I'm stamping for you with the little flourish next to it. I'll show you what that looks like in a second. So I'm just going to ink up my ink pad, or my stamp. Now I'm just going to place it right where I want it. Be sure to press evenly. And then again, we're going to set this off the side to dry. But this is what I did on my tag. Really cute and simple. I'm going to set that aside. And set your stamp aside because you're done with that for the first time. Now we're going to work on assembling the box. So it comes pre-flattened like this. It's got nice gold dots on it. So basically we're going to make it three-dimensional by bending this side just out. Easy peasy. Now you'll probably want your instructions for this because boxes are a little complicated if you've never made one before. So it shows you right down here at the bottom left how to make it. But basically first step is you fold all the lines just so they're all ready to go when you're gonna make them. Now once that's all done, you want to look at the bottom of the box, so this side, and then you can kind of see how they all fit together with these little notches. So you're just going to take one side after the other, and you're just going to tuck them in. So it should look like this when you're done. So if you're looking at the top of your box, so this is where the flap is on the back side, you're basically going to want to tuck the front flap underneath the bottom flap. So it goes bottom flap, side flaps, and then the front flap slips in between. So there's the inside view. They just twist around in the corners like that. So now you're going to fold in your sides again, just to get those score lines going. And then you can shut your box. Ta-da! So now we're going to move on to the decorations of the box. So we're going to remove or take this out of our workspace and grab our flowers. So if you're reading your directions, it says you need a pencil. So I've got my pencil here, and we're going to roll, well, I wouldn't call it rolling, but bend the flowers so they look more realistic. So if you've ever curled ribbon, it's kind of like the same idea, where you put pressure on one side and then bring it around. So you want your outmost petals to be the least rounded, depending on how dimensional you want your flower. but you can make your flower however you'd like. So now that that's all done, we're going to put it together with our dimensionals. I'm going to start from the top. I'm just going to use one because it'll be enough dimension as it is. I'm going to make it so the petals don't exactly line up. I'm going to put them like on the cross. Like how this lines up with these two on the outside. So there's my final flower. I'm going to set that aside as well. And our dimensionals aside. Now I'm just grabbing the ribbon, and you're going to grab your box. So I have my ribbon here, and my box. It says to cut to 21 inches, but since I do not have a ruler, I'm just going to wrap it around the box and see how far it goes, and then approximate that to be 21 inches. Now it shows us taping it to the bottom of the box along the open score line. So I'm just going to make sure it's long enough for that. Plus a little extra. And then just cutting that and setting my scissors aside and the ribbon aside. Now it also came with these strips. These adhesive strips, sorry. So you're just going to take one of those strips, just one, and put it on the end of the ribbon that's going on top of the other end of the ribbon. Like that. So now I'm going to take the top layer off of that glue. You can see how it stuck to the ribbon there. Very nice. That's a very nifty invention. Now I'm going to do this. So I'm going to line my ribbon back up along the bottom, pull the side with tape on it across, make sure it's straight, and adhere it. So now they can just slide it off their gift when they are opening it. So that part's done. Now going back to our flower, we're going to set the box aside. I'm going to take the fringe now. This is your fringe sheet, in case you couldn't tell. It's the black one with all the sheets on it. So you're going to take one section of the fringe out. Just be gentle with it, don't want to rip it. And this is really optional. This might be too much for the person who's getting the gift. So if you don't think they'll like this sort of fringe in the middle of their flower, then don't bother adding it, because you can use it for another project, of course. So again, we're going to be taking our pencil and fluffing up the fringe a little bit. So once your fringe has a little dimension to it, we're going to get another adhesive strip. And then we're going to place it on one end of our fringe. But be careful, it's really fragile. I messed mine up a little bit, but that's okay. Mine clumped up, but that's okay. So now you're going to start rolling your fringe piece up, so it's going to be the center of our flower. Start with the side without adhesive, and just keep on keeping on until you get to the adhesive. So I'll just fast forward this part so you guys don't sit through it. Now that we have our fringe piece finished, you can fluff out some of your bristles, center of your flower, whatever. And then you're going to grab your dimensionals going to attach it to the inside of the flower. And then fluff it out again. Make sure it's nicely stuck on there. And then there's your flower. Very nice and dimensional. Now we're going to go back to our tag that we stamped earlier. We're going to grab that and our flower and our box, and then we're going to put it all together. Okay guys, now we're just going to put it all together. You'll need to first get a dimensional down for your tag. So I'm going to put one on the end right here, right there, and then peel it off. And that's going to be the first thing we attach. In the booklet, they'll show you how it's hanging off a little bit, and I want mine kind of like that. So I'm going to just adhere it right there. Very nice. And now for the flower. I'm going to use a few dimensionals for this ginormous flower. So I'm going to add 2 to the back of that, and then peel them off. Then we're just going to attach that towards our sentiment. And voila! The final project of this Paper Pumpkin monthly kit. Okay everyone, so that's all 3 projects for this month's kit. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please hit subscribe so you can get more videos like this. If you want more details, please head over to my blog, grayflorals.com, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.